What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rockets Daily, brought to you by Fan Arch. My name is David Delano. Definitely welcome you guys to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We had Media Day on Monday. We're going to go ahead and dive into that a little bit. You can see all of the interviews over on the Houston Rockets YouTube channel. It's about 2 hours long, complete. You can look at all the different interviews on there. We're going to briefly touch on some takeaways that I had from Media Day, and glad that we're getting closer to the regular season. Training camp kicking off today through the 5th, and then we've got preseason basketball beginning against the Atlanta Hawks on October 6th. So help us grow, help us get to 1,000. I would love to see 1,000 subscribers. All it takes is just a second to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. And you'll be notified every time we drop a video on the Rockets throughout the week and through the season, as we're looking for a long and fun journey ahead. All right, so as we look into Media Day, and we're gonna be able to listen to some of the things. I listened to this press conference and some things that instead of just my words for it, we can. There's a lot of topics that have been talked about, and one big thing has been Kevin Durant's contract, which I'm not personally too worried about, but there's been a lot of talk as far as when that deal will get done, where they are with talks. So you actually had, to start off the press conference, you had Coach Udoka along with Rafael Stone taking questions, and you had Brian Windhorst from ESPN ask them where they are with Kevin Durant's contract extension. And let's go ahead and briefly listen to what Stone had to say when Windhorst asked him that.
Rafael, could I ask where the organization is with Kevin's contract situation?
You can ask. I'm not going to answer. I don't talk about where we are with any of our players' contracts.
Okay. Could I also ask the health status of Dorian coming off the off-season surgery?
Dorian's doing great. So he's progressing well and kind of on pace. And yeah, I mean you'll get a chance to talk to him in a second. But we feel really good about where he's at.
All right, so he also talked about the health status of Dorian Finney-Smith, but you see, he pretty much just completely shut that down, and I think that just showing the Rockets just organizationally being on code as far as not discussing the contracts of players. But it's going to be interesting. Kevin Durant, about 40 minutes later, Kevin Durant would come out and he would be asked the same question about his contract status, and we can go ahead and take a listen as far as what Kevin Durant said when he was asked directly. Did Kevin Durant have the same approach, or what did he have to say about it? So let's go ahead and check out what Kevin Durant had to say when he was asked about his contract status.
We'll take the first question. Danielle. Hey, Kevin. Danielle with Houston Chronicle. Nice to meet you.
You too.
What made you want to come play for this team, and do you see yourself signing a contract extension with the Rockets?
I do see myself signing a contract extension. I can't tell you exactly when that'll happen, but I do see it happening. And just seeing a quick progression of this franchise from where it was right after that James Harden, Chris Paul era. Seeing when Ime got here and how he turned it around so fast. And I have some connections here within the organization, people I work with around the league already. So it just felt organic and natural coming into the gym, getting be a Houston Rocket for the first time. So I always have respect for this coaching staff, this fan base, this state, this city. So it feels right.
All right, so Kevin Durant does say that he believes that the contract extension is going to be worked out, just doesn't know when. So I think it's one of those things with the Kevin Durant contract. It's one of those talking points, something to talk about and discuss, but I don't think that it's really much of a concern. I didn't get the impression from either party. You could take it from yourself. Like I said, this whole interview is up there over on the Houston Rockets YouTube channel, but did not sound like that's going to be an issue at all, and that a contract is going to be worked out in a matter of time, just a matter of when. Now, one thing that we've been talking about, one of the hot topics, of course, is Reed Sheppard, and that's been a very passionate topic throughout Rockets fans and throughout the NBA as far as does this organization believe in him. We've seen a lot of comments as far as people who don't. People talking about just trade him if you're not going to play him. And obviously with Fred VanVleet's injury, that is a big topic as far as who's going to do the ball handling. What are the lineups going to look like? What's next for this team? What are the expectations for this team with this young core now that we have Fred's injury? And I was going to play a little bit here as far as what Ime had to say when he was asked about that. So this is an interesting thing here, and then I'll talk about it.
The expectation, I think, is the same thing I've said since I got here, is that we're going to only go as far as our young guys go and the pace that they grow at. And I think they've all taken steps in the last 2 years, and we've seen it this offseason, expect them to do it, carry that over into the season. So they do it a little bit differently. It's hard to emulate the experience and some of the IQ and some of the things that Fred has just from a standpoint of the things he's gone through and being on championship level. But Reed is one of our more cerebral players that not only can shoot but read the court very well and make the right plays. And so Amen's very different when he plays the game. He's a fast break at his own pace. He pushes it extremely hard, and we're asking everybody else to keep up. So it'll look a little bit different when those two are handling. But overall, I think we're not just leaning on those two. Like I said, we have a lot of options we can go to of guys that can initiate offense and get us into sets. And it won't be the traditional way at times. It'll look a lot different, but I think that's where our versatility and depth comes into play.
So even more, he talked about some different things, different guys handling the ball, some unconventional lineups, possibly some bully ball at times, and it sounds like it's going to be exciting. But from what I heard in this press conference, it definitely sounds like Reed Sheppard is going to get the opportunity to shine. Him and Amen Thompson. Udoka, Coach Udoka has stressed that this team is only going to go as far as the young guys will take it, and that's something that we've talked about. I mean, these guys are not in the prime of their career yet, so rather than, even when Stone was asked as far as with that open roster spot, it seems like the focus right now, the Rockets have a team. They're going to focus on development and see where that gets us, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing any moves anytime soon. But it's got to be exciting if you are, I think it's exciting overall for Rockets fans, and still kind of getting over that the news of the Fred VanVleet injury. But it definitely sounds like Reed Sheppard is going to get his chance to shine, and see if we'll take some steps forward with Amen Thompson. And one thing here, and we'll probably go through this more even during the week, and any things that you guys want to point out from it. But I really enjoyed some parts of Amen Thompson's interview where he's kind of talked about his role, and some comments made about him as far as taking the step forward. And I'm just going to go ahead and play that clip. This is from Amen Thompson here. We're going to do a couple different clips from Amen. First, we're going to talk about, he got asked about his versatility and what that means for
a lot of different positions. How do you think that helps the team, that you have this ability to sort of plug and play a lot of different guys in a lot of different ways?
I think it helps the team. Just we have so many different options we could play. Like you said, they play me at point, and I'm the smallest guy on the court. I think I'm pretty decently sized guy. So it just lineups like that. We have lineups me and Reed could play, me, Reed, Aaron, because I could play point guard, I could play small forward, I could play anything. So just, I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of fun just being able to throw out all those different lineups.
All right, so you talked there, and obviously I really, Amen Thompson, is really hard not to really love his, work ethic and mentality, as far as really being a little bit of a throwback guy, I think, as far as just being a team first guy, having that old school mentality. And then here's a little bit of a fun clip here that let's go ahead and get into this one as well.
Michael. Hi, man. Durant Finney-Smith just said earlier today that you need to not give an F and shoot it with confidence. Yeah. Do you think you're at a place where you don't give an F and you are shooting with confidence?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I don't give an F and shoot it with confidence. You know what I mean? Me and Durant talk about that all the time. So, last year you saw when he played us, I think he airballed the first 2 threes, and then he made 5 straight. So, yeah.
Yeah, so from that, it sounds like Reed Sheppard's going to be a big part of this lineup, a lot bigger role, something that we have been waiting to see. Amen Thompson looks like we're going to really, might be interesting with the odds when you look at most improved player, even though he, shined first team NBA all defense, that he's going to be having all type of roles and be able to shoot more and really be able to do just about anything. So it's going to be exciting, really, really exciting to see how this season goes. So let me know what stood out to you guys as far as the press conference goes, and we're going to get into Rockets history here a little bit, and it's 2015-2016 season, which was a bit of a step back after going to the Western Conference Finals the year before. This Rockets team only went 41-41 and ended the season with a first round loss to the Golden State Warriors. I mean, James Harden played in all 82 games, all starts, 29 points per game that season, 7.5 assists, 6.1 rebounds. This was after the Dwight Howard era was I should say, apologize. We did have a Dwight Howard this season. Dwight Howard started in 71 games that season, 13.7 points per game, 11.8 rebounds. But obviously the chemistry was not there at that point. Yeah, Trevor Ariza was third in the team in scoring. Michael Beasley made a brief appearance. Memorable, though, those 20 games that Michael Beasley played for the Rockets that season. So this was actually the season that Rockets got off to a slow 4-7 start. Kevin McHale was fired at that point, 11 games into the season, which I'm never really a big fan of that happening. JB Bickerstaff was the interim head coach at that point. JB, who's now the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, and this was just a really disappointing season. Like I said, falling in between the 2014-2015 season, went to the Western Conference Finals, and then did have better things to come on the way that following season when Mike D'Antoni would take over, which we will talk about next on the next episode. But yeah, this was a 41-41 season, and this was the last season. Sorry, stating the other day that this was the last season with Dwight Howard and James Harden playing together, and we would have the Clint Capella era coming up next. And that was another thing too that stood out from the media day. Clint Capella sounds really excited to be back in Houston, and he did mention it being a little weird. It was asked if it felt a little weird with him playing with being a teammate with Kevin Durant after some of the battles that they did when Golden State. When the Rockets ran into the Warriors, and he said that it did, but he also said he didn't want to harp on that too much with those bad memories. So this has been Rockets Daily, brought to you by Fan Arch. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you tomorrow.